Welcome back. Today we fight the final optional boss, Margaret Thatcher. Oh wait, that was the Iron Lady. I honestly can't imagine how excruciating that would actually have to be to have three faces on one skull and manage to turn to both of them to look at you. The Iron Maiden is Ashura, like Kali and Ravana, another Hindu deity. Like the Ogre Lord in the Limestone Quarry, she just loves to have Surging Balm on, to the detriment of basically doing everything else. So unfortunately she won't do too much in this go-around. Like most of the later game bosses, she is immune to Degenerate or, I'm pretty sure, to Mind Drain. Oh, she's actually going to do something. And it applies numbness. Not having that. Ashura has 999 hit points. The max that the game engine can conceive of. For the most part, she has a decent chain of 8, but nowhere near as bad as, for example, Father Dwayne, I mean. So all in all, even though I've pretty much trivialized her, doing decent damage in each volley. And there she is. She's now done. However, for some reason I still have another half hour of video going on, it seems. Oh well, I'm sure there's some reason for that. Much like after fighting Death and Ogre Zombie, we have two little treasure rooms off to the sides. Thankfully, these aren't booby-trapped. Now with this, I could have legitimately chosen to go back into the second floor of the Iron Maiden and respawn the enemies. But I chose not to. It's at this point that I realize that either I need to fight Rosencrantz to achieve 100% map completion, or I forgot a map space, or all of the above, which is actually what happened. Once you're done with the Iron Maiden, this isn't editing or anything. You just get punted right back out to the exit, which is why I was so disdainful for that one puzzle before the Wyvern Queen. So we've got some good stuff from the Iron Maiden. Let's make it better. And now let's actually make use of these other sigils that we got. I'm not entirely sure where the tiers of rankings go for this, especially for these earlier fights where you were just going to rip them to shreds in 20 seconds real time and maybe 5 seconds in game time. Not even gonna bother cursing you. Since dragons don't have any equipment slots, they are just the same as they were when you first fought them. The game will twist you around in these spots, so just pay a little bit of attention. Even faster than the Earth Dragon. Pathetic. And I realize I've gotten twisted around after being twisted around. I know it's a Shiraz sigil, but I'm just going to call it the Sriracha sigil. Because everything's Sriracha now. Sriracha, quinoa, aioli. And it's artisanal. Don't forget that it's artisanal. Sriracha, aioli, quinoa. Oh, Oh, man, the lands are so disappointing.
Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappointing. Oh man, the lands are so disappo
At least this time they're losing completely rather than just screwing up a nice, comfortable victory. So round 2 with the Damascus Crab. It's only going to be worse for him. The last 2 are special, however, which is why I'm going to do some preparations. And save. Because if you die in these, they don't just warp you out like when you win. It's game over. Now do not open and go through these doors unless you are damn ready. And even then, don't go down the door to my back. Absolutely not until you are over and above 120% sure that you can do it. We're now having a rematch with these 2 guys. Remember how I was doing about 80 or 90 hit points of damage, and those days are now gone forever. Again, the death is immune to all the good stuff. And be advised that you're going to want to do this multiple times. You'll see why soon. But anyway, for now, I did not make perfect preparations for death. The next round will go much, much better. Oh well, I might as well explain now. Much like the Minotaur, Death and the Ogre Zombie have upgraded their equipment. They each have 2 drops. One that is roughly a 10% chance and one that is roughly a 5% chance. With 10% odds, Death will drop the second best type of stave. And for a 10% chance, the Ogre Zombie will drop that Damascus greatsword that he's using. 5%, the Ogre will drop an accessory that is not altogether too bad. And I'll equip it trying to do some stuff, but with less than good results. Now on the other hand, Death's 5% drop is very, very good, and is why he is basically built like a tank right now. And time again I have said that playing for class affinity is not the way to go. You want to exploit elemental affinity. In this case, Death is vulnerable to darkness, so I'm going to cram darkness down his throat. Now, without buffing up with Heracles and Prostasia, it's now actually doing double-digit damage rather than 0 plus some very lucky numbers for the RNG. Now properly decked out, doing much more favorable damage. Now, bear in mind he only has about 350 hit points, so now that I'm actually doing damage to him, he will not be living for much longer. And that's all she wrote. Now, as I said, we're going to be going through this quite a few more times, because I want stuff, even if I'm not going to use it. Now, interestingly enough, every time that I was redoing this fight, if I were to go straight forward and stand in the lower region of that light up circle, Death would appear to my right. I think there was like one instance where he appeared behind me when I stood a little bit closer to the center. So basically, as long as you move in the same pattern, he will go in the same pattern. The Spiral Hilt is a very nice grip, whereas the Power Palm is pretty good. It has its limitations. The Spiral does not have any such limitation. That being said, I haven't made the effort yet to by the end of this video, I have not actually applied the Spiral Hilt to my Wakizashi or anything. As you can see, 20 points for all types of attack, 3 gems, a boost to 5 strength. Where the Power Palm does not have that. There goes death. I'll be taking that. So as you can see, basically the best you can do is maybe 2.5 seconds. If you just chain everything like crazy and murder everything blindly. Now as you can see, I've curb stomped everything in this game without what Death's carrying. So it's really just for bragging rights and for what's behind door number 8. And that being said, I have probably better things to do other than go after it, but I will sooner or later get his 5% drop. I'm just unsure if I'm going to get that before or after I get the really good stuff. I know I'll get it before I get the really, really good stuff. Anyway, this is the 5% drop for the Ogre Zombie. As you can see, it has some pretty good boost against Dragon, Undead, and some pretty solid intelligence boosts, and almost all across the board pretty good elemental boosts too. Now this is not going to actually be where I get the good stuff. This is just where I'm going to show you how quickly this can go. Yeah, if you get 2 perfect chains, you can be done very, very fast. And even if you screw up one chain or the other, you're still going to be ahead of the game. I'm going to make an attempt at what's behind door number 8. I'm going to try and exploit an earth, not weakness, the lack of strength for earth attacks. Because this boss is not weak against anything. Let's get it over with. Ashura Mark II. Again, max hit points. And it's very strong. I believe 220 strength is further bolstered by another 5% accessory. Even pumping everything I could towards getting Earth affinity up and going after the Earth affinity weak arm It's just not doing it. She's immune to curse. Of course she is, just like Ravana and Ashura's first go around, but may as well give it a take. Thankfully she is, just like her first go around, has not necessarily a priority, but it just seems like her script makes like 4 or 5 attempts at keeping Surging Palm on before proceeding on to trying to ruin your day. So as you can see, without game-breaking secret equipment, this fight, much like Rosencrantz's final form, should just be attacked with a full complement of weapons with 100 more Phantom points worth of charges across them, so you can just pump her full of Phantom pains and take off most of her life. The alternative is applying Raging Aches to her, which requires her to damage you first, which you do not want to give her the chance to. Especially when you're doing things like me and you're just flailing around with 100% risk. Here I'm just plinking 2s and 3 hit points away at her. Just a reminder, you can't take it with you into the next playthrough, so don't be afraid to use restorative items. The only reason I'm letting risk stay this high is because right now she's perfectly happy trying to cast regain on her, and, well, 0% odds of hitting for 0 damage doesn't make much of a difference, since all I'm doing is doing pinpricks at her on the chains. Well, her arm is the one spot that actually has the earth weakness. I'm trying to just attack her legs just to try and get her to be hobbled a little bit. And it is here where I decide to lay on the damage. Very soon I will actually get the Phantom Shield and proceed never to use it. Her legs are almost dead. Not that it's going to help that much since she hasn't moved from her spot yet. But it's a goal. You need goals in life. And she's finally hobbled. Unfortunately, since I was a little bit overconfident, I only brought my bare minimum weapon, so that's basically all the damage I'm going to do with that. After this, the Wakizashi set. And here we go. Finally an attack. And ouch. Targeted the head. As you can see, the silence, I think, was actually applied by the fact that the head is has been made red, which is the first time in this LP, and I think the first time ever that I've actually had the dying status on any limb. And then she does have magic, which she doesn't show in this fight for offense, but she does have it, so you do want magic ward on. Then her physical attack, but it is still something not to be taken lightly. As you can see now that even though I healed a little bit from that attack, the fact that I'm 170 hit points short of full health is allowing Raging Ache to do damage. So we've got our Treasure Hunter achievement. Got a couple of extra achievements for beating jerks along the path. Got all excellence. Got some random keys. Still haven't used all the weapons 500 times, but we're getting there. Still missing a little bit of map completion, as I said. Still got to do quite a bit of work with the weapons that I just don't like using. Next video I grab the best of the loot and get ready for the third playthrough. See you next time.